funny thing on the back of this one, he signed it.
Can you put it down? He actually proposed to me with a box full of post-its. For being this little, sitting upright. Jump up. Good girl.
Thanks again for coming and seeing the apartment. Hey, are you Brett R.E. Fischer, the New York City broker?
Yes, sir.
Ah, well, you look like you're dressed to just about go on stage at the circus, but do you have a moment to come check out my apartment?
Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, I guess I could find some time.
All right, well, if you've got time right now, let's go.
Cool.
And here's the front door. Hello, my Bobby. Come on. Prissy, jump up. Go back and get him. Go get him. Go get him. So yeah, originally bought this apartment back in 2017 when they were converting the apartments over from rentals. But no one else had actually lived in this apartment before, so it was a little bit special. It was sort of got to be the first place I'd ever bought in Manhattan, which was an exciting prospect for any young man. And then, of course, after a little bit of a life change, the wife, then girlfriend, moved in. And she, of course, changed the place completely.
I met Levi when he was already living in this apartment, and I swear, I think I fell in love with him because of this apartment. I mean, especially if I could take a bubble bath and look straight out at the city. What's not to love about that? And him, of course.
Luckily enough, the bubble bath was big enough for two.
Yes,
Instead of
exactly.
just one. Yeah, so aside from that, it does have a walk-in wardrobe, but as of course, Sarah has well and truly monopolised that, and it is full of her dresses and show things at the moment. The shower, though, is also big enough for multiple people, but the dog seems to like sleeping there on hot summer days. Something to do with the cool tile. You sniffing, puppy dog. Whoa. So the apartment actually, this is what we call the gallery, this tiny little walkway through here. This actually has a bit of a funny story behind it. One of my friends is Andy Blank, who is a little bit of a Brooklyn artist. And the funny thing on the back of this one is he signed it, specially, just for me, as it was one of his first artworks. So that has a bit of a place of pride
I'm glad to
in
know
the
that's
apartment.
what he thinks of you.
It's a early Andy Blank original. The low-lying bed that Sarah has stubbed her toe or shin on at least, 3-4 dozen times? And then on top of that, we've got Boomerang that originally was collected from a gift store in Australia. And then on top of that, we've got the broadsword.
Wow, this sword is amazing.
That's an antique.
Beautiful.
Brett, can you put it down? That's an antique. Come on, it's not meant to be.
No, I just, I mean,
Put it down. Put it down gently.
Okay,
Please don't cut
sorry.
yourself. Please
I
don't
just
cut
thought it
yourself.
was something.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a really great apartment because I can work from home. I mean, I've got this right here. Let me just hide that really quickly. Ooh, it's not that secret. But again, I'd love to do something else eventually someday that wasn't so intense. Maybe even try to handle real estate. That seems like an easy job.
Yeah, yeah, it's the easiest job in town.
Hey, we picked you up on the street corner. How hard could it be?
Fair point.
I mean, I would have to buy one of those suits though, and I don't think they really cut those in adult sizes.
Just at us.
One thing we really do love, it's a New York apartment, so you're not going to have a large gallery of space for entertaining, typically in apartments, but we have found the space to be quite nice for entertaining, 3, 4, 5, 6 friends. We've had parties up to 12 or 15 people in here. But even just having another couple or two here, we all have plenty of space to gather around the table to kind of make our way into the living room, and it has been a lovely socializing space for us as well, which you don't really often get in a lot of one-bedroom apartments in New York. So we felt really comfortable with that here and really enjoyed it.
Thankfully, there's enough nightlife around here with Harry's downstairs and a Delmonico's even now that they've reopened, is that you can even very quickly transition out of the apartment party to somewhere else, because some places you end up having guests stay because there's nowhere else to go.
Exactly. So it's even got a washer and dryer in here as well, which is convenient. But if you ever did a lot more laundry, there is, they just renovated the community laundry in the building downstairs.
So much fun.
Real-size washers and dryers. So, when you're washing everything one day a weekend, you can get it done a little faster here. But if you need something quick, this has been really great. Really big lifesaver having this in the apartment.
So what's your favorite part about the apartment?
How much light in all of the windows here lets so much in, and that's really in part because of these ceilings. I mean, they're 9 feet 6.5 inches. They're
Wait, I'm sorry. How high did you say the ceilings
9
are?
foot 6.5 inches.
Okay. I highly doubt that.
Oh, feel free to test it.
Oh,
but,
well, I mean, I'm not saying you're lying.
well,
I always have this.
You struck me as the kind of man that every half inch counts.
Well, I mean, technically it's 9, 6, and 5/16.
She knows her numbers.
That's very specific. I shouldn't have questioned you. So, I mean, these views are absolutely stunning. I mean, you're one floor below the penthouse. I mean, do you ever?
If you peek around really, really far, you can actually see the Statue of Liberty from here as well.
So,
From the bedroom, I think.
like or Seahawk helicopters.
Oh, wow. You can always spot them every time.
Hopefully they can't see us.
I mean, with that suit, who knows? Look,
And with my work with the cruise lines, the cruise ships will actually dock just over here in Red Hook. So Levi can wave from me as I'm boarding for work.
she has made me do that more than once, so she can zoom in on a photo and
While
go.
I'm sailing out, wave at the window, wave out the window, get a picture.
And luckily, or sort of one of the funny things about this place is when you're looking at all the shots that they do of downtown Manhattan and sort of the big movies, Batman, everything like that. This little corner of the building sort of pops up at just the right spot where all the photography,
It's
the helicopters
always in
come
those
past.
overhead suites, so Levi
So
can spot
very,
it.
very loudly say in any movie, I can see my house from here, which annoys the shit out of you, I'm sure, a little bit.
This painting that's on the wall over here, my mother actually painted. The first year that my husband and I were dating, for his first birthday, we'd only been together about 6 months, but he'd shown me a picture he'd taken when his father had come across from Australia, and the first visit that he had, stringing up that guitar in the corner. And it was his favorite picture that he had of his dad stringing up that guitar, and I sent that picture to my mom and asked her to paint that for his birthday gift. And that is what became of his 30th birthday gift.
Takes place of pride up on the wall, and where it is behind my desk there, I actually get a lot of comments about people go, oh,
What's behind you?
where did you buy that? Is that a generic? It's like, oh, well, funnily enough, it's got a story behind it.
Yeah.
So a lot of stories and memories in this apartment that have built up over the years, and it is a great place to do that sort of unexpected memories.
By the way, so speaking of different helicopters and boats and everything, so you used to, I mean, what's your job right now? Can you go into detail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am a vocalist for cruise lines. I used to work on longer contracts, so I'd be contracted with one specific company. I'd work with a team of 15 to 17 people, and we would do company-made shows. But over the years, I've slowly developed my own solo shows. So I've got 2 shows that I do just me on stage, and I get my agent that gets me work on many different cruise lines. So I just finished a gig with Norwegian that I got to bring him along.
I was lucky enough to actually go and see her perform her solo show for the first time.
Worked 4 of 20 days.
Okay, well, can you give us an example of your vocals?
I don't know if this is the proper forum for that, but
The walls are thick. No one's going to hear you. You're not going to annoy anyone. You can tell the dog likes it.
That was amazing. That was.
You can see why she gets paid for it now.
Yes, I definitely can understand. I mean, hopefully the people next door can't hear.
Not at all.
That's an incredible voice. Your range is unbelievable.
So yeah, I was actually in the first year that we were dating. I was working with the Broadway production Hairspray that's on the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas. Before that, I did a show with Stephen Schwartz. We actually got to present the show for him, which was pretty incredible. We had some Broadway directors that were directing us, which really was a phenomenal experience. But now I do my own solo shows, and these last 10 days, I was able to have him sail with me and get to hear my shows. And he got his own applause from the audience.
Really?
He did. I
helped
called him out at the end of it, and everybody started applauding, which was pretty cool.
Did you blush?
A little bit. I tried to hide.
Of course he did. He's Welsh. He's the pink tint to his skin anyway.
I prefer to be non-sun-kissed.
another little thing that I love about here, aside from my husband being a really big nerd, he's got all these collectibles, stuff that he's got from all the years. All of these, the old Starbucks design mugs that he's collected from different countries, Legos that we've put together, kind of built with a dinosaur theme you can see here. And then when I was talking about, being in a small space in COVID, we were both working from home, and I was in the bedroom, and he was out here, and sticky notes, like little Post-it notes, became our thing. And so one of us would leave the room, and the other would write a little Post-it note. And these are some of the ones that we had written to each other when we were our early dating months, and it slowly, over time it became our thing. And so he actually proposed to me with a box full of Post-it notes in the apartment. I was not expecting it. We were sitting out here in the living room, and I had this little box filled with little love notes on Post-it notes, and but these are just like little tokens that we've kept, and one I made on our wedding day, a little Post-it note. But
so sweet.
yeah, it's kind of a collection of growing together, which has just been really cool.
A lot of bad jokes told quite well.
Yeah.
You didn't even mention that I proposed using a fishing tackle box.
Yeah, I know. He did good. Another thing that I really, really love about this apartment that's become extremely sentimental to us is because we got her while we were living here, and we got her during the pandemic. She was totally a COVID puppy. But we started marking how tall she was as she progressed, and to remember her being this little, sitting upright, and then now we kind of finally stopped when she hit full grown.
It was actually a really great treat for Sarah when I went, no, we live here. You're allowed to draw on the wall.
You can draw on the walls. So she's such a good girl. She makes this apartment home. She does. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful house, but she makes it home.
And I, for the record, I was the one that said a dog in New York, totally out of the question, not something we can do. And of course, Sarah found one and said the wait list is 12 months or 18 months. We'll go on a list. 6 weeks later.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it was
It was really quick.
But again, it's surprisingly doable, especially down here.
Yeah.
That end, she's a good dog.
She's well behaved. Yeah.
Hey, jump up. Hey. You come jump up? And get some love?
One of her tricks, if you pat your chest, she'll say jump up, she'll jump up. Hey, Brizzy, look. Jump up. Look, jump up. Good girl. Have you touched? Look.
You gonna do it for Ari? Come here, baby. Jump up. Hey,
Brizzy.
I'm over here.
Look.
You also not to jump on other people.
She's very well trained.
Right? Thanks again for coming and seeing the apartment. Hey, you know the old handshake.
Of course. Who doesn't?
Secret moves.
There you go.
Yeah. Very nice to meet you.
Yes,
Good
you
job
too.
today.
Thank you.
Wait, what are we doing? Hey.
I don't know.
Bye.
It's gonna happen.